What's up, you guys? Happy Monday. This is Caleb. This is your Monday morning encouragement. Well, hey, I hope you guys had a great Easter Sunday. I know we had an awesome time yesterday. Those of you who came and joined us in service, we had such a blast hanging out with each other and eating donuts and taking like 15 million family pictures for some reason. So I hope you guys had a great time. And I started thinking about what was the first Easter like? Like if I were one of the disciples and I just seen Jesus literally killed, beaten and destroyed and killed and hung up on this cross, how would I respond to suddenly yo, he's back. He is no longer dead. The tomb is empty. How would I respond? I think honestly, I would be freaking out a little bit. Let's be honest. Dead people don't come back to life. That's just a weird thing. It's only happened once. When Jesus came back, I bet you there was some confusion. I bet there was some fear even. There was some doubt. I mean, the Bible talks about Thomas, one of the disciples, doubted that Jesus had come back. And now he's called Doubting Thomas because of that. I bet there was some joy. Peter is out on this boat and he jumps into the water. He leaps into the water when he sees Jesus and he swims to shore because he's just so excited at the prospect that Jesus had returned. You know, the thing is, doesn't come as a surprise for the disciples. Jesus had talked about the fact that he would die and come back in 3 days throughout his whole ministry, but it was still a hard concept for them to grasp. And I'll be honest, it still is a hard concept for me to grasp. The idea that Jesus died and came back 3 days later, rose from the dead, is such an out-of-this-world concept. It's hard for us to grasp sometimes. And you know what? I think that that's not uncommon in the Bible. When we're reading through Scripture, when we're reading through the historical books, and we're reading through the things that happened, it's hard for us to grasp that some of these things actually happened. I mean, we could list so many things that are hard to believe actually happened. You take it back to Noah. Was there actually a giant flood that killed the entire world and Noah and his family were the only ones to survive? Or did Jonah actually survive a few days living in the belly of a fish or in a whale? Or did Israel cross the Red Sea? Did God really part the water so they could cross the sea? Did Jesus really turn water into wine? Did he really feed 5,000 people with bread, with 2 loaves of bread and 5 fish? All of these things are hard for us to grasp. Here's the reality though. We know that Scripture is true. We know that Scripture is real. We know that Scripture speaks life and speaks wisdom and has a purpose. And the way that God works is not the same way that we work. God works in a different way than this world works. So it can be really hard to grasp these concepts sometimes, but we can be assured that they are true, that God is working for our good on our behalf. And he has a greater message for us in the midst of the confusion of Scripture. That's my encouragement for you today. Don't get caught up in the confusion of did these things really happen, but rather take the message that is there. Let it speak into your life. Let it speak into your heart. And as you do so, may the blessings of the Lord go with you.